Love doesn't need contracts, Renata said, and tapped the folder like she was swatting a fly. We keep our promises because we're not poor. Good to know, I said. But this isn't a stick-up. It's 2 pages that say if Aaron and Maya ever break, we keep it civil. Maya looked between us. Mum just means we don't do prenups in our family. You do, I said, keeping my voice even. You've got brand contracts for Maya's channel. You have a manager, deliverables, fallback language. You live by agreements. Renata smiled without warmth. Content is a business. Marriage is about love. I glanced at my son. Aaron's jaw was tight. We agreed on the neutral clause last week, he said, voice careful. Both lawyers said it was fair. We revisited, Renata said. We like simple, no prenup. The optics are better. It protects Maya's audience. Protects the audience or protects the brand? I asked. Her eyes flashed. Protects my daughter, I breathed. Smelled the citrus of the planner's office cleaner. Heard a muted espresso machine in the corridor. Renata, I said. We keep it factual, or we drown in adjectives. The clause is mutual and boring. Maya rubbed her temple. We're trying to avoid a fight. Then read the line, I said. I've read it, Renata cut in. And I've read the red line from our side, the one with influencer IP exceptions. I assume you saw that too. Aaron stared. Mum, he said to Renata, surprised. You asked for exceptions. It is standard for creators, she said. Brand IP stays out of marital property. We were being prudent. So, you do like contracts, I said. Not yours, she said. Yours sends the wrong message. Before we go on, subscribe to Quiet Revenge and tell me where you're listening from. The planner slid a bowl of wrapped mince toward us like a peace offering. No one reached. We'll keep it simple, Renata said. No prenup. Keep your boardroom out of her vows. Boardrooms taught me one thing, I said. Clarity is kindness. I closed the folder. I'll see you at rehearsal. A man can pick his moment. You don't win a storm by shouting at the wind. I drove home along the harbor, windows up against the salt. My phone lit up with a calendar alert for an Apex board call in the morning. I had stepped down as CEO 2 years ago. My face still lived on the original prospectus. But I kept my hand out of daily operations. I chaired 2 committees, mentored stubborn founders, and answered to an amused CFO who told me when my metaphors got ahead of me. In the foyer, I put the folder on the hall table and loosened my tie. The apartment was quiet. The only sound was the soft hum of the fridge. On the sideboard sat the framed photos no one posts online. Aaron at 8, sitting on the floor with a soldering kit. His mother, Alina, standing behind him with a tea towel on her shoulder. We were divorced by the time Aaron hit university. We did not hate each other. We ran our ends of the field and clapped at the same goals. She died 5 years later. An aneurysm. No preamble. I poured water and stood with the glass in my hand until my head slowed. Then I opened the folder again. The clause lay on top, black text on white paper. Mutual. No land grabs. The point was to make any future separation quick and cheap. Not romantic. Not cruel. Boring is the right word when it comes to exits. My phone buzzed. Aaron at Dad, he said. You okay? I am, I said. Are you? I didn't know about the influencer exceptions, he said. She never mentioned it. She or Renata? I asked. He paused. Both, I think. Do you want the clause? I said. Yes, he said, too fast. Then he exhaled. I want peace more. I want a wedding that doesn't turn into a hashtag. Peace without truth is a rented suit, I said. It looks good. It wears thin. He laughed once. That sounds like you. I'll ask one question, I said. Did you agree to this clause by pressure or by choice? By choice, he said, steady. I had counsel. It felt fair. I did not sign to trap anyone. Then the truth can sit at the table, I said. I don't want a war, he said. We won't have one, I said. We'll have air. We hung up. I scrolled. A message from Maya waited. "Can we not make drama?" she wrote. "I'm drowning in timelines." A selfie from a fitting was attached. Dress half-pinned, hair messy, eyes tired. She looked like a person, not a channel. I typed back, "I won't throw a match. I will hold a boundary." She sent a heart. Believable. Fragile. I printed the email thread from both lawyers that showed the clause marked, "Final, approved." I did not highlight it. I am not in sales anymore. I slid the printout behind the clause. Movement in my peripheral vision drew my eye. The TV's frame screensaver had shifted to a photo of a beach chair. Empty. A shadow where a person should be. I checked my watch. The board call sat waiting like a tide. I set the folder on my desk and clipped a small index card to the front. On it, I wrote one sentence. Clarity is not control. I stuck the card to the folder and went to bed. A man in my decade of life learns to let plans proof overnight. The board call was crisp. Numbers held. A small acquisition slid into place. As I signed off, Mitch, our CFO, said, "How's the wedding circus?" "Louder than the market," I said. "Want me in the room?" he asked, half joke, half offer. "I can hold a straight face through a hurricane." "I'll holler if the wind shifts," I said. It shifted at 10:06. A screenshot hit my phone. It came from a cousin of Maya's who occasionally sent me dog videos. This was not a dog. It was a WhatsApp towel from a group called Maya and Aaron Bridal Crew, and my name sat inside a bubble like an apple in a dartboard. Renata, we're aligning. Victor's pushing a prenup. Controlling move. We do not need that energy. AUNTLUNT people like him always do this. Protect their money. Friend the Alia. Love doesn't need contracts. Another bubble, lower, caused the heat in my face to drop into my chest. Please keep this in the group. LIA, he's rich. He'll try to dictate. Luz added a sticker of a man holding a leash. It was funny if you didn't know a human on the other end. I texted Aaron. Saw forward. "Are you okay?" His reply came fast and short. "Not okay." I stared at the screen until the line stopped wobbling. Then I did something old founders do when a rumor threatens a stock. I walked away from the phone, made coffee, and let the kettle click. One sensory beat, one slow inhale. The grain of my kitchen bench showed its scratches under the cup's shadow. The moment stretched. Then I returned to the folder. I added one more page, a print of a deck Maya's manager had sent me when he pitched a brand collab a month ago. The deck had a line about wedding content series deliverables. It listed a pre-ceremony Q&A, a branded dress reveal, and a post-wedding recap. The note at the bottom read, "Family okay needed for narrative on sensitive topics." The word sensitive sat like a rug pulled to cover a spill. The door intercom buzzed, a courier. A slim box from a boutique printer, addressed to Hernandez family. The concierge sent it up by mistake because our surnames are similar. I called the desk and arranged a pickup. While we waited, I read the label. Delivery tomorrow noon. It told me nothing new except that the printer ran on time. The concierge retrieved the box and waved an apology. I waved back. My phone pinged again. "Aaron, Maya wants us at her mom's. At 1 to align. Go," I texted. "I'll be there at 1. My calendar shifted like Tetris. I canceled a lunch, tucked the folder under my arm, and left for Renata's apartment with the sentence taped to the front like a spine. Renata's place had a view that made you forgive the decor. White sofas that a normal person would ruin in a week. The air smelled faintly of grapefruit cleaner. Theo, Maya's manager, sat on the arm of a chair with a laptop open. He wore a black tee that said "Make it pop." "Victor," Renata said, a hostess's smile on her face. "We're aligning on tone. Tone is a luxury. Facts are a necessity," I said. "I'll be brief." Theo lifted a hand in a friendly wave. "We all want the same thing, no drama." Aaron sat beside Maya on the sofa, knees touching, hands knotted. He looked like a man who had tried to hold pressure in his shoulders and run out of room. Renata gestured to the folder. "Put the boardroom away." I placed it on the table and kept a palm on it. 2 minutes. Maya's eyes were rimmed pink like she had cried in the car and dried on the elevator. She didn't look at me. She looked at the windows, then at her mother. Say your piece, Renata said. Your group chat describes me as controlling, I said. The clause was Aaron's choice, with independent counsel. Both sides approved the final line. People change their minds, Renata said. People also asked for creator exceptions, I said. Theo straightened. That was me protecting Maya's IP. Standard. Then we agree that contracts are tools, I said, not insults. Theo nodded, then glanced at Renata. Still, the audience hates prenups. Renata smiled. Exactly. Your audience does not marry my son, I said. Maya closed her eyes for 3 counts. Can you not fight, she said. I have a fitting at 3. I need to breathe. I am not fighting, I said. I am reading a line. I took out the single page and kept my voice even. Final clause. Mutual. If the parties separate, each retains premarital assets and business interests. Marital savings divide by agreed formula. No spousal support. Each pays their own legal fees. Theo made a face. That last line is why creators hate prenups. Creators hate paying for lawyers, I said. So do bankers. Anyone who can count hates fees. We still pay them. Renata folded her arms. You're making this ugly. I'm making this plain, I said. Clarity is not control. She leaned forward. And I am telling you, we will not sign your clause. This is our wedding, not your investor day. I am not asking you to sign anything, Renata, I said. I am reminding you what Aaron chose. If you don't want it, say so plainly. Don't call it coercion. Call it preference. Own it. The room held, taut as a string. The only sound was the conditioner's soft breath. Maya rubbed her temples again. What if we table it until after? She said. Sign nothing. Fight nothing. Silence is a choice, I said. It has a cost. Renata's phone pinged. She glanced and smiled. The planner says rehearsals start at 5 tomorrow. Seating has been updated. Victor, you're near the back so cameras can move. It's not personal. It's production. Understood, I said. Theo cleared his throat. One small item. We'd love a quick NDA so we can keep any legal chat off Maya's channels. It's standard for friends and family. He slid a single page across. The word confidential sat on top like a rubber stamp. I read the first line. The NDA bound me from discussing any discussions about brand content, contracts, or disputes publicly or privately for 5 years. It was a polite muzzle. No, I said. Theo blinked. It's boilerplate. So was the mortgage on my first apartment, I said. I still read it. Renata's smile thinned. You want the right to smear us. I want the right to speak a sentence in my son's life, I said. Not sign here to buy a quiet corner in the back row. Back row is logistics, she said. I've run logistics, I said. It's also optics. Aaron stood. Enough, he said. Mum, please. Renata exhaled. Fine, she said. We'll let you taunt for 2 minutes. Script approved in advance. No clauses, no drama. Approved by whom? I asked. By me, she said. I'm speaking to my son, I said. Not pitching your channel. Theo lifted both palms. Let's cool this. We're all sleep-deprived. Maya finally looked at me. Victor, she said softly, please don't torch my day. I intend to do the opposite, I said. I intend to put out a slow fire. Renata waved a hand. We're done. She turned to Theo. Send the NDA to the bridal party. I picked up my folder. I'll see you tomorrow, I said. In the lift, Aaron rubbed his face. I'm sorry, he said. I didn't know about the NDA. Most people don't, I said. Until they're holding one. He let out a breath that sounded like a tire gently losing air. What will you do? Prepare, I said. Meaning what? He asked. Meaning I'll be simple and exact, I said. I ordered Thai and laid out the folder on the dining table. The apartment smelled of basil and chili. Mitch called. Status check, he said. They want a silence agreement at the rehearsal, I said. So a gag, he said. Cute. Indirect. Polite. Effective. Do you need a witness? He asked. I'll call Rao, I said. She's the family lawyer. Quiet spine. Good memory. Call her, he said. You keep the tone. Let her be the clip. Clip, I said, smiling. Receipts that fit on one page, he said. Clips. After we hung up, I called Rao. She answered on the second ring. You sound like a man stepping between two trains, she said. What gave it away? I asked. The hour, she said. And your voice, I explained. I don't want to fight at a rehearsal dinner, I said. I want a beam set where it belongs. I want it calm and public. One line. One fact. What line? She asked. Clarity is not control, I said. Then the exact clause both sides approved. And your proof? She asked. Email thread with both counsel's approvals, I said. A deck from Maya's manager that lists the wedding as content inventory. An NDA. They tried to hand me in the living room. Nothing else. Enough, she said. Shall I be there? If you are, be a guest, I said. If someone asks, answer. If not, eat salmon and tell me you hated the rice. She laughed. I'll bring an appetite. I placed the approvals on top of the folder. I slid the deck from Theo under it. I penciled one note in the margin. Read exact words. No commentary. Aaron texted at 9. Maya is with fittings until midnight. We're not opposed to the story. Love stays bigger than money. He added a grimacing emoji that looked like a mask trying to smile. I typed back, we will be bigger than whispers. I watched the city lights until my eyes cleared. Then I slept. Oceanside Hall looked like a Pinterest board had gone to therapy and learned restraint. White chairs, eucalyptus on an arch, nothing dripping with effort. Sienna, the planner, spoke into a headset while smiling like a human. It almost made me like her. Aaron found me by the exit door. You good? He asked. I'm steady, I said. Maya hugged me. Thank you for coming, she said. The skin under her eyes was thin and honest. Please, be gentle. I am incapable of anything else, I said. Sienna clapped. Run through. Then dinner. Speeches in this order. Renata. Victor. Best man. Maid of honor. Renata glanced at me when she heard my name. 2 minutes, she said, almost cheerful. Keep it light. Light is fine, I said. I'm not a judge. I'm a father. We walked cues. Sienna moved us like a choreographer who worships timetables. When it came time to test the mic, she waved me forward. Check 1, I said. Clarity is not control. A few heads turned. It's a sentence that splits a room. People know where they sit with those 5 words. Perfect, Sienna said. Love that tone. Renata mouthed, not loving it. Maya touched my elbow. Single ask, she said low. Don't read law. Just bless us. I looked at her face. She was a person trying to steer a moving truck with both hands open. Blessing requires truth, I said. A lie cannot bless. She nodded once. Fair. The choice was made there. Not to retreat, not to attack, to walk straight down the middle of the aisle with one measured sentence in an exhibit. Boardroom rules, wedding edition. I had spent decades deciding which numbers to show a room and when. Same skill. Different flowers. The restaurant had a glass wall facing the bay. Light spilled like silver on the water. The air smelled faintly of lemon. Sienna had set place cards in angled lines. Mine was near the back again. Optics. Renata spoke first. Welcome, she said, voice warm as a broadcast. We believe in love, not lawyers. We believe in family, not filings. Let's keep this simple. Her table chuckled. The word simple slid around the room like a gloss coat. I was called next. I stood, folder in hand, and saw Theo at a side table with a camera on his lap like a pet he hadn't decided whether to bring into the room. 2 minutes, Sienna reminded gently. Thank you, I said into the mic. I'm Victor. I build companies. I also break eggs into a pan exactly the way my son hates because it makes a mess. People laughed. It was a small valve release. I nodded toward Aaron and Maya. You've chosen each other. It's the best and hardest thing a human can do. I can't teach you vows. I can only ask for clarity where Fog wants to win. Renata tilted her head. She smelled victory. I held up one page. This is the sentence Aaron chose with counsel, the one both sides marked approved. I'll read it once, then put it away. Renata shifted in her seat. Theo lifted the camera an inch. Sienna eyed him. He set it back in his lap. If the parties ever separate, I read, each retains premarital assets and business interests. Marital savings divide by agreed formula, no spousal support. Each pays their own legal fees. Both waive claims against future brand IP. Maya flinched at the last line. She had not seen the final. The red line from Renata's side had asked for that IP waiver. In the room, it sounded like what it was. Protection, not romance, not a cudgel. A guardrail. Renata stood. This is exactly what we did not agree to share, she said, smile tight. This is manipulative. No, I said, keeping my voice even. This is literal. Then I'm done. Sit down, she said. We are not turning dinner into a legal defense. I nodded and set the page down. Blessings require truth, I said. This was the truth as of last week. She breathed through her nose. We decided to keep things simple, she said. No prenup, no clauses. Then say we prefer no agreement, I said. Not Victor control this. That's false. Her pupils sharpened. You have no right to correct the narrative at my daughter's wedding. Correcting is my hobby, I said. I used to do it for a living. One sentence. That's it. She smiled. The kind of smile that says, watch your footing. Speaking of sentences, she said, almost bright, we have remarks for you too. She snapped her fingers at Theo. He stood with theatrical reluctance. I wasn't going to, he said. But Renata is right. Optics matter. He placed a small Bluetooth speaker on the table and pressed a button. His phone connected. A clip began to play. Maya's voice, tired and intimate. I'm drowning, she said in the clip. He wants everything on paper. His dad is in his head. I feel owned. The room hushed. Maya's hand flew to her mouth. Aaron went white. Turn that off, Maya said to Theo, voice low and dangerous. It's already out there, Theo said and shrugged. Close friend story. Accidentally whiter. Happens. Aaron stood. You posted that, he said to Maya, voice shaking. You said it was for 3 people. Maya stared at Theo. You promised it was private. Theo gestured at the phone. It's marketing. Honesty sells. So does friction. I saw what had happened. The private share had been toggled out to test engagement and then left. Theo had caught it. Renata had blessed it. The clip edged me as the villain without saying my name. It would live as whisper fuel. The room trembled. This is your simple, I said to Renata. This is how you make a tone. Don't pretend outrage, Renata said. You came with papers. I came with facts, I said. You came with a leak. Sienna stepped between Theo and the table like a bouncer with good hair. No more playback, she said. Save the speeches for the wedding. Theo pocketed the phone with a flourish. As you wish. Maya's voice shook. Mom, why? Renata's face did not move. People should see your struggle, she said. It builds community. It builds cliques, Maya said. At my fiancé's expense. At your father-in-law's, Renata corrected softly. He can take it. He wants the stage. Aaron touched my shoulder. Dad, he whispered. I can't do this. You can, I said, keeping my tone like a level. But not like this. Renata raised the mic again. Let's return to joy, she said. We appreciate Victor's passion. We keep it simple tomorrow. No contracts, just vows. The room echoed her line. Simple. It slid like a lid. People wanted dinner and a safe story. They always do. I felt the floor shift 1 degree, like a building that had lost a brace. I glanced at Sienna. Her eyes said later. Her hands were full of plates and the need to keep a night from burning. The dark turn wasn't the leak. Leaks can be fixed. It was the way the room wanted the leak to be true because it made the meal easier to swallow. I could see tomorrow's edit already. A father painted as controlling, a bride painted as free, an audience painted as wise, a son shrinking to make everyone comfortable. Aaron's hand tightened on my sleeve. "Dad," he said, voice not much louder than breath. "If this is what it takes to marry her, I'll tear the prenup up in front of everyone." There it was, the point of the blade. I looked at my son. I could see the boy who soldered a circuit on the living room floor, tongue out in concentration. I could see the man who called me when he made his first promotion. I wanted to pick him up and walk out the door. Love wants to lift. Pride wants to blast. Neither wins a room. "Don't do anything loud tonight," I said. "Let the night breathe." "What will you do?" he asked. "I'll bring air," I said. He nodded once, like a man stepping to a ledge and trusting the rail would hold. Maya watched us both. Her eyes were wet. She looked at Renata. She looked at Theo. She looked back at me. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "Tomorrow," I said. We set one beam. The rest of dinner tasted like water. People talked about weather and flights. Theo pretended to enjoy the salmon. Renata laughed at the right volume. Sienna stacked plates like she was building a wall around a small fire. When I got home, the city was a grid of light. I put the folder on the desk and set my palm on it as if I could feel the pulse of paper. My index card sat where I had taped it. Clarity is not control. I added a second card under it and wrote one line. Say the exact words they approved. Then I turned off the lights and let the dark settle without making it a friend. The beam would go back in tomorrow, where everyone could see it, and where the roof wanted it all along. Sunday smelled like early rain and eucalyptus. Sienna had the hall breathing on time. I arrived with one folder and one decision. Keep it calm. Keep it exact. Maya met me near the entrance where the program sat in a tidy stack. She looked rested in the way a storm looks still from far away. "I'm sorry about last night," she said. Theo crossed a line. I crossed one too. "You can uncross lines," I said. "You do it by naming them." She nodded. "We turned off comments on the clip," she said. "I asked Theo to take it down. He said engagement is engagement." Mom agreed. I didn't. "Is he filming today?" I asked. "Not speeches," she said. Sienna insisted. Sienna appeared like a stage whisper. "House note," she said. "No cameras during family remarks. If someone lifts a phone, I will move it." Calmly. "Thank you," I said. Renata swept by with a bouquet rehearsal. She paused when she saw my folder. "Not today," she said. "Let's keep it simple." "Simple is my hobby," I said. She smiled in a way that told me she had a backup plan in her purse. I did not ask to see it. Guests flowed in with the usual murmurs. Aaron squeezed my shoulder. "We okay?" he asked. "We're steady," I said. The ceremony was clean and bright. The officiant asked for the names of those we miss. Aaron said, "My mother, Alina." The name hung like a bell tone. People breathed with it. Vows were true and human. Rings fit. Applause landed. At the reception, tables glowed under low lights. Sienna moved like a conductor. The microphone stood ready. Renata took hers first. "We are grateful," she said, voice warm and practiced. "We built this day with love, not lawyers. We believe in stories, not contracts. We keep it simple." It drew its laughs. It drew its nods. It drew its line. Sienna handed me the second mic before anyone could improvise. She spoke into her headset. "Phones down for family remarks," she said. "Photographers only." I walked to the center. The air smelled faintly of lemon from the water pitchers. I held my folder like it weighed one page, because it did. "I'm Victor." I said. Aaron's father. I build companies. I also burn eggs when I rush. My son reminds me to turn the heat down. He inherited my impatience and his mother's gentleness. He married a woman with her own engine. That is a good mix if you keep the oil clean. Soft laughter. A release. I have one sentence, I said. When fog comes into a room, clarity is not control. Renata tilted her head. We know, she called. Too bright. We heard it. Good, I said. Then we can breathe. I lifted the single sheet. This is the clause Aaron chose with counsel, the one marked final, approved by both sides. I will read it once and put it away. Do we need this? Someone muttered near Renata's table. Yes, Maya said, not loud, not small. I need it. Silence found the floor. If the parties ever separate, I read, each retains premarital assets and business interests. Marital savings divide by agreed formula. No spousal support. Each pays their own legal fees. Both waive claims against future brand IP. I set the page down. I looked at Aaron, not at Renata. Blessings require truth, I said. Half-truths turn into war. Renata stood with a smile that could cut fruit. We decided against that clause, she said. We are choosing love. Then say that, I said. Do not say anyone controlled you. Say you prefer no agreement. Say you prefer trust. Own the preference. A few heads turned toward her. Heads always know where gravity is. I lifted a second page. This is the email thread between counsel, I said. It shows both approvals last week. Timestamps included. If anyone needs to see it later, I'll leave copies with Sienna. Rao stepped forward from a nearby table. She wore a simple dress and the expression of someone who memorizes the right sentence before she walks into a room. I'm Rao, she said, not grabbing a mic, just projecting with a voice that had settled bigger rooms. I saw the thread. Both firms approve this language. If you prefer not to sign anything today, that is a choice. The record of prior approval is also a fact. Theo rose half an inch. This is not a courtroom, he said, trying for light. Correct, Rao said. It is a family table. That is why we keep the record clean. Eyes moved back to me. I held the last page in my folder. This is a one-sheet from a deck I saw, I said. It lists wedding deliverables. It includes a legal friction Q&A as possible content. It also says, family okay needed for sensitive topics. That line matters to me now. I am family. My okay is no. Theo's smile flattened. That was exploratory, he said. Then we can explore a better idea, I said. Leave the legal friction out of your inventory. Renata found her footing. So money is the point, she said. Protect your shares and your feelings. Fine. But this is a wedding. Bring a toast, not a spreadsheet. Gladly, I said. Here it is. To my son and my new daughter, I don't bring a prenup to your table tonight. I bring a boundary and a gift. The boundary is simple. No one monetizes our disputes. Not me. Not yours. Not your friends. Not your team. The gift is also simple. I held up a sealed envelope and passed it to Sienna. Please give that to the bank manager waiting outside, I said. He'll handle the rest. Sienna looked at me, then opened the door near the service corridor. A man in a neat suit waited with a small folder of his own. He nodded, stepped in, and handed Aaron a plain card. I'm here as a favor, he said, speaking to the couple, not the room. Per Victor's request, we have set up a joint emergency account for you two. Seed deposit is in. The account requires both signatures, no one else's. It is there for boring, grown-up problems, not for content. A quiet ripple, no numbers, no fanfare. It read like water in a drought. Maya held the card like it weighed more than plastic. Thank you, she said. Her voice hit somewhere honest. Renata lifted her chin. We didn't ask for that, she said. I know, I said. It is not for optics. It is for repairs that do not belong on camera. If you don't want it, close it Monday. Maya looked at Aaron, then at me. We want it, she said. We want to keep some rooms closed. She turned to Theo. You're off speeches, she said. Off the rest of today. He frowned. We had numbers on this, he said. Sponsors. Not today, she said. Not on family. Renata touched Maya's wrist. We can negotiate. No, Maya said. Not harsh. We can celebrate. She took the mic from Sienna. I said something careless in a story, she said to the room. It was wrong. It made a mess. That is on me. It is easy to sell friction. It is harder to hold a calm line. Today, we will keep it simple and honest. She looked at me. It was not a truce. It was a decision. Aaron stepped up beside her. We will sign what matches our choice, he said. Not a rumor, not a whisper. If we sign nothing, we will also call that a choice. No one is being controlled. Rao nodded once, small and visible. Sienna, sensing the window, lifted her hand. Let's give them a moment, she said. Applause started at our table, and spread, not like a roar, but like a steady rain. People stood. Even Renata clapped, because a room demands air. Toast, I said, lifting my glass, to clarity that does not humiliate, to love that can stand in a draft. We drank. The status in the room flipped from my accusation to their admission. Alley authority stood in the open. The record sat on the table. The catchphrase felt different the next time someone used it. Renata took the mic again later for a closing line. We will keep it simple, she said, softer now. And we will keep it true. No one argued with that. By Monday afternoon, the emergency account had their signatures. I did not see the balance again. That was the point. The bank manager sent me a text that only said, done. On Tuesday, Rao called. Outcome, she said. No ceremony drama. Post-event, both sides met with counsel. Aaron and Maya signed a short agreement that mirrors the clause you read. It excludes the IP waiver for future work together. That was Maya's request. The lawyers accepted. No spousal support. Separate fees. Calm Inc. Thank you, I said. You did not force it, she said. You left the door open and stood beside it. On Wednesday, Maya posted a 4-line note. No comments, no filter. We're keeping some rooms offline, she wrote. No legal content, no family fights. Thanks for letting us be people first. Theo reposted with a heart and then went quiet. By Friday, the brand deck lost the legal friction slide. Sponsors adapted. The world did not end. Renata asked for coffee the next week. We met at a cafe that smelled like toast and clean cups. She wore less heat. I wore no tie. I won the seating chart, she said, smiling, and then shook her head at herself. I am joking. Mostly. We both like control, I said. We also like our children happy. She stirred her tea with attention. You embarrassed me, she said, not accusing. You did it without calling me names. That is a trick I need to learn. I measured, I said. I didn't slash. She lifted her eyes. I was scared, she said. I have built Maya's world around her image. A prenup felt like you were building a cage inside it. I pushed. I used the word controlling because it works when I am losing a meeting. It worked on the internet. It did not work on you. It worked on me, I said. It made me slow down. She huffed a laugh. You walked into my room and made it yours by speaking in complete sentences, she said. I hate how effective that is. You will steal it, I said. Already did, she said. Then her face changed. I was wrong to dangle that clip, she said. I wanted leverage. I got a mirror. I have deserved mirrors in my life, I said. You met one. She looked at the window. Rain ticked it like quiet typing. I will not apologize with a press release, she said, but I will say it now. I was wrong. Thank you, I said. We sipped. The cafe kept doing its small work. A toddler hit a plastic cup with a spoon like a cymbal and laughed at the sound. Renata smiled without effort. Are we at peace? She asked. We are not enemies, I said. We are family with a new rule. She lifted her cup. Too boring rules, she said. Too boring rules, I said. Aaron and Maya hosted a dinner 2 weeks after the wedding. No cameras. D phones in a bowl by the door like an old joke with new purpose. The table was long and a little loud. Someone brought a dish that pretended to be lasagna and pulled it off. Maya pulled me aside near the sink while Aaron argued with a court. I signed because it matched my choice, she said. Not because you read it. Good, I said. I also fired Theo, she said. He's great at the velocity I used to want. I want a different speed. I will not say anything unhelpful like good call, I said. You did what you did. She laughed. Renata's taken a week without meetings, she said. She says it is a reset. She is texting me photos of soup. I have never seen her eat soup. It is difficult to film soup, I said. Exactly, she said. Aaron popped the cork with a cheer. He poured me a glass first. He has my face and his mother's eyes. He pulled us into the living room and raised his glass. To clean lines, he said. To boards that don't warp. To rules not used as sticks. Clarity is not control, Maya said, and people who had not been in the room toasted anyway because it sounded like a good tattoo. We ate. We argued about films and public transport and the best bakery in a 5-block radius. Renata told a story about Maya at 5, making a shop out of a shoebox and selling imaginary perfume. I told a story about Aaron at 8, soldering a crooked circuit until it lit. We did not turn any of it into content. It was enough that we sat in it. On my walk home, the air smelled like rain on hot pavement. I felt my age in my knees and my luck in my chest. The folder lay on my hall table where I had left it after the wedding. I took out the index card and read the line again. Clarity is not control. I tucked the card behind the framed photo of Aaron with the soldering iron. I did not need it on my desk anymore. The sentence had moved into the room.